whistle, but it is offside. Drew, what have you got? What do you think are going to be the keys for tonight's game?
Well, start with the Canucks. They haven't played since the Saturday. Let's start with the Edmonton Oilers. Protecting the house. You have to make sure that you take care of everything in front of the net. That's one thing that there's a theme going around. Then for the Vancouver Canucks, you've got to make sure you get into a rhythm early as best you can. This is only their third game. They've had 5 days.
But that was offside.
Wait a bit.
Yes, Nick Bonino did not get out in time.
But it was interesting listening to Dallas Hickens when he was talking to the media this morning, talking about how he hoped that the fans would help spurn his team on, giving him a little bit of a surge emotionally. And he talked about, he could show you.
Offside as Pouliot took a drop pass just inside the blue line.
This period brought to you by Toyota's Happy 50th event, celebrating 50 great years in Canada.
Ryan Miller over the years has been absolutely great against the Oilers. And, his positioning on this one, Purcell goes to the net. Ryan Miller right there as Purcell makes a good deflection in traffic.
A stellar save in tight.
Looks to the heavens after Scrivens stopped him in time.
This period brought to you by Toyota's Happy 50th event, celebrating 50 great years in Canada.
Well, this was one of those, I think the Oilers thought this was going to be icing, but Chris Higgins had the angle to start with, so no icing, and Scrivens able to get that left pad down. Bonino couldn't get it up and over. A little raising action, could have found the net, but good save by Ben Scrivens.
To his knees and took it in the crest, and he hangs on for the whistle.
Now Alex Burrows and Nick Bonino, and Burrows had the shot and decided no, he was going to hit Bonino. You're on your forehand, you're short-handed, you don't want to get trapped. He tried to pull it to the backhand to set up Bonino, and a good play by Justin Schultz defensively, and again Ryan Miller and Louis and John Shannon were talking about his positioning. He's so solid, so calm.
Richardson Scrivens. And no rebound for the Canucks in front.
Well, you never want to go too long in a season before your first goal, or in your career for that matter. So Willie Desjardins admitting this was big for Lyndon Vey in the game last Saturday, getting his first career goal. It was a big one as well in the game as it tied it up for the Canucks to win the shootout. So a big moment for Vey at a big time for his team.
And John, as you mentioned, on the power play.
Got his first career point again.
Video player.
Slap pass to Higgins. And a nice save by the Oiler netminder.
Well, that one hit Chris Higgins' stick so hard it almost slowed it down. And Ben Scrivens is able to react to slap pass, and Higgins knocks it towards the goaltender. And Scrivens is able to hang on. That line has really played well for the Canucks in this one.
18th shot, Higgins. Shaking out the left hand.
Daniel cuts by Verbata, knows Verbata is going to that other side. Right hand shot, so he's got an angle, and makes sure. That's a good goal scorer right there. Doesn't just slide it. Make sure. What's the goalie do? Get the pad down. That's all you can do. In desperation, get the pad down. And Verbata makes no mistake, just under the bar.
His third of the young season at 15:49. Second time in 3 games. Got the shot off.
A good speed by Alex Burrows to come back and reach in.
Sounds like hockey.
Kevin Bieksa, and Chris Higgins is trying to catch Pouliot.
No
Doesn't have the
hockey
angle.
now.
Burrows, one hand on the stick, able to just get enough. Boy, that's a good save by Ben Scrivens. Stayed on his feet, able to get the right hand up to make that stop.
Steve Pizzardi.
It's a one-off.
Checking the time on the clock, which reads 36 seconds to go in the Petrie penalty and 2:29 left in the second period.
7.
Now they're going to add a second.
Our even number.
Not to the penalty, but now they're going to make it 3 seconds.
one going to be 17.
Penalty has
17.
disappeared from the board.
And now 3 seconds on the clock ran down after the whistle.
17.
Home field advantage.
It's close, Trevor.
We'll check in with Murph.
Guys, scoring summaries are brought to you by Panago Pizza. Before, during, or after the game, get a fresh Panago. Just one goal happened to the second. Verbata, his third from who else? Daniel and Henry.
I never say 10 times 7 again. It's 70.
You talked about that chemistry with Brad and Verbata, and he talked about one of the attractions of coming to the Canucks was a chance to
Who steered that Andrew Ferentz off, bring up over the glass.
7.7777777.
Well, Yoetsu was in behind the defense, but flat-footed, couldn't make much of a play.
Audio
Shoots it
recording
wide.
in progress.
The Oilers have a point shot that I don't think Ryan Miller saw. Lucas Spies in the shooting lane, and Miller has it off the right shoulder, up and over the glass.
Two shots for the Oilers so far in the third. Canucks having
Vertical
goes off the glass, another play for a whistle.
Vertical
Referee said he
scroll
did. The face-off stays inside, and there
Get
again,
more mad
that
time with
two passes to Verbata in the shot. Henrik and Daniel create some open ice. Louis and John Shannon were talking about how the Oilers, it's hard not to be attracted when Henrik and Daniel, you can see, watch the Oilers go to Henrik and Daniel, and that leaves Verbata wide open. And Scrivens with another good save.
Why am I saying 10 times 7 because I said the misheard lyric.
Nugent Hopkins wins.
He's on his own side of center, right in the middle.
Daniel Sleen produces another winner on scoring win for Safeway and Kraft Peanut Butter. Congratulations, Craig Emdy of West Vancouver. He won a Bulaba Green Star watch. So 6 more points for that trio. They came in with 10 combined, 10 among them, and now up to 16.
By Ben Scrivens.
Well, Jonathan Drouin getting his first start in the National Hockey League, and boy, I'll tell you what, they talk about his hands and his vision. He really was able to set up Brewer with a pretty good chance, and then right there, he just really racked it right at Scrivens with a puck bouncing, and he was able to time it perfectly, and Scrivens was very quick to make the save.
Lightning GM Steve Yzerman says he has, and it deflected into the Lightning bench out of play. Let's look ahead at the first intermission. Your Gulf Coast Honda first intermission report. Jonathan Drouin will join Paul Kennedy and Chris Dingman back in the studio. And we'll talk about stepping it up. Highlights and stats as well. Lightning without Victor Hedman. Scheduled to undergo surgery tomorrow on his right hand to fix a broken finger in 4 to 6 weeks, the time frame. So a lot of people have to deflected off Strawman's stick, covered by Bishop, and Hall and Callahan collided, dislodging the net. The Holy Hawk Barbecue Package scores you 2 tickets, 2 barbecue sandwiches, 2 sides, 2 sodas for all Monday and Tuesday games. Packages start as low as $75. Buy now at TampaBayLightning.com/tickets. And the Lightning, their next home date will be a Tuesday.
In the slot, watch Morrow coming at the top of your screen there. You see it right there, but he just flipped it and then hit the defenseman. Scrivens was reading the play. He saw Morrow coming, so he was starting to move to make sure that he got there in time. And that's when it eluded him on the short side. So Ryan picks up number 1. I believe they're going to give Morrow as well as Garrison an assist on that goal.
Good work by that physical year of 12 and 13. We'll get the assist at 4:36. Oh, we get a whistle. Glove by Scrivens. He'll hang on.
I think that's what they have to do more of right now. They've had 11 shots on goal, the Lightning, but instead of making that one extra pass, take some shots from around that top of the circle. Good time now to wish a belated birthday to Eric Erlends's father, who Eric, of course, the longtime beat writer with the Tampa Tribune. His dad turned 75 on Saturday. So NR half.
Off that to Carl pulling down Hall, and the penalties tangled up in the net.
Ferentz took him into the net. That's the thing. Pushed him from behind. They ran in behind.
Well, tonight's broadcast code of the game is puck. Simply go to lightningfanrewards.com and enter the code in our game day challenge section. Register now to start playing. 18 seconds to go in this 4-on-4 situation. They're going to bring the draw out to center. Chief, we were looking at the stats through 2 periods. Jonathan Drouin in his NHL debut playing a little over 10 minutes. That's smothered by Scrivens.
I think that hit the defenseman who was behind Scrivens.
I was just going to point out that the puck went off Schultz, that he later scored. Here's Marincin, who's caught in the net. Filppula.
It might have been him. It might have been a Lightning player. Or that post in the middle of the net. No, it did. It hit Filppula in the back of the leg. Oh, wow. Talk about getting the bounces right now. That looked like it was a tie game for Lightning.
Had an added degree of difficulty in a number of these scoring chances. Stamkos in the face-off, kicks it. That there was going to be icing, but the other linesman, Knorr, waved it off. The Little Caesars Family Fun Pack scores you 4 tickets, 4 pizzas, 4 ice creams, and 4 sodas for all Saturday and Sunday home games. Packages start as low as $100. Buy now at TampaBayLightning.com/tickets. And once again, the upcoming 4-game homestand features a game against Ovechkin and the Caps on a Saturday night.
Underneath the arm and above the pad of Scrivens. And it is a tie hockey game. Only second of the year. I was just going to say, Rick, with Callahan out, they moved Filppula up on the right side.
5 to play in this 3rd period. Everly the only assist. Barberio.
Video.
Puck leaves the playing surface.
Vertical
1 minute, 59 seconds into the contest.
You know, Craig, you talk about Brooks Lake being absent. One of the areas of the game that the Caps are really going to miss him is on the penalty kill. It's a great job this year as one of the 3 pairings that they have up front, getting in the way, blocking shots, committing on the boards.
At 6:53.
One of those guys that the Edmonton Oilers, Rex Killer, 8 goals and 13 assists.
The way they give up goals, you can't deviate. You're going to get your chances, and guys like Liam O'Brien and company are going to have to be a factor in this hockey game. You will get your chances. You're going to have to bury them against Scrivens.
The Oilers in the midst of a 7-game homestand. It'll continue on Friday. They play host to Carolina. Montreal, Nashville, Vancouver still to visit before this stretch is complete.
And then they head on the road for 5 straight. So they're getting used to home cooking here and know that these points are critical if they're going to stay in the hunt. The penalty way up here, but it's all about puck placement and moving the puck around the penalty killers. Here it is, good spacing, opportunity. He doesn't go for the stop. Mojo gives it to Backy to Carlson, and he just rips it past the blocker side of Scrivens. Notice Scrivens down there covering everything low. When he gets up, now he can't close that 7-hole, and that's where John Carlson rips her home on the power play.
You know, it's just not fair the way the power play moves this puck around. There's so many different reads and options, and teams over-prepare for certain situations. They're so worried about the slot that John Carlson's wide open. He knows he's got to shoot the puck into the upper half of the net, but there's so many different reads, and every player on the team now has multiple reads. It's not just Backstrom that's doing it. It's Marcus Johansson.
Makes the save, and he'll hang on.
Great chance at both ends of the ice, starting with Mike Green. The Capitals are doing a good job keeping power plays alive. The one strategy we see here is their defense always go down. They're like laying down, preventing those passes. This one gets through, and you can see the problem that goaltender Scrivens has. Great save. Johansson comes down for a big guy coming out of the box, Joe. Pretty good speed to the middle and got the center lane against the tired Capitals defense.
Braden Holtby among active netminders, among the top 4 when it comes to...
They're trying to keep up with the other guys. If you're a great skater, you love it.
I'll give you that, Locker, but it also had to do with about 6 or 7 Molson Canadians, a whole bunch of chicken wings that you always eat. But, you know, it is a faster-paced game. I do think players get tired, but the good thing about this ice is that the skill level late in the game, the puck is still moving flat, it's moving quick, and the better players, your skilled players, should excel.
in that lock posture. He makes the defensive play. Tonight's Cold Hard Fact is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Playoffs have been tough for this franchise recently. You know, they've won all those cups, but they missed the playoffs for 8 straight seasons, the longest current playoff drought in the National Hockey League. Their last appearance was in 2006 when Carolina upended them in the Stanley Cup Finals. It's going to be tough. I mentioned their division that they're in, Joe.
On the dump in. And it's melted by Hopi. The Toyota League leaderboard, Locker the highest scoring top picks, number 1s overall all time.
Number 66 at the top of the list, Mario Lemieux, Matt Sundin, McDonald, Guy Lafleur, not too far away. All guys over 500 include Howard Tuck, Turgeon, and Perreault. There's Alex Ovechkin. So they're going to pass a lot of those guys goals as number 1 picks overall.
Alex now in his 10th season in the NHL, racking up the opening strider named Justin Schultz. Johansson looking to play clear. Burakovsky Wiedemer with Florida now. Icing call against Edmonton. The Caps' next home game, folks, Wednesday, October 29th. Detroit will be in town. Visit WashingtonCaps.com or call 800-745-3000 to purchase your tickets.
Everybody back in the studio getting ready for our post-game show, Joe B. Johnny and Al getting ready.
And this is icing against Washington.
Not much action in your zone, Alan May. The Caps really forechecking to start this third period, huh?
Well, they're doing an excellent job, and one of the big things and the reasons why is when the Caps defensemen get the puck inside the neutral zone or back in their own zone, the Capitals are coming back hard, picking up speed and getting down the ice, creating odd man rushes, now attacking the net and not passing up opportunities to shoot that puck every chance they have.
Have a look at the collision to the boards.
And it's that guy right there, Nick Backstrom, got a big point in this game early on. His 500 career point, takes a heavy tumble there, tripped up a little bit. Here's what it sounds like down at ice level here on CSN. Wow, he's lucky he got his head turned around at the end of that, Joby.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing in hockey is the defenseman as well going in there. Lucky he turned sideways on that, and good for Petrie as well that he didn't take a header.
Backstrom with points in 4 of his last 5 outings. He blitzed Edmonton for 5 points in 2 Capitals victories a season ago. A little bit more than 3 minutes with which to work now. We'll keep our eyes on Braden Holtby.
And we get a stoppage of play.
Well, Jay McClement, looking to score his first goal as a Carolina Hurricane, starts the play. He's the guy. Watch his stick right here. Boom. Now he's off to the races, get to the middle of the ice after he stumbles. Nice drop pass, ready to fire the puck as Scribbins beat, doesn't score.
Victor Rask, along with Jeff Skinner, Elias Lindholm, breakout as Belmore utilized for icing.
Well, that's what Belmore is known for. He's a guy that is not going to make a tape-to-tape pass unless he's sure. Goes off the glass, key early face-off. You look at 2 Cornell standouts. First Ben Scribbins, the Edmonton goalie, and then Riley Nash needing a bounce-back night after an off night in Calgary.
Hurricanes had only 16 shots on Jonas Hiller last night. You see they have 7 and no further play.
Falk's had a better start after his struggling start to the season. Let's continue to watch that. Hudobin looks like he did at Madison Square Garden 8 days ago. Just watch him hold the post and hear good movement. He forces the Oiler player to shoot wide through traffic on his friend Pouliot. They play together in the International Hockey League. They're very close friends. They remain to this day, but I love the way he held the post. Stays on his feet for a small man. Has been sharp early.
Shots were 7-1 Carolina at one point. They are now 9-8. Hurricanes. Carolina's from Rogers Arena in Vancouver, Canes and Canucks. Bill Peters and the boys will wrap up this 4-game excursion out west.
You saw Bill Peters with Steve Smith. That was a fun inside a Hurricane. And Bill Peters coached in Rockford in the Chicago organization. And Steve Smith was a scout for the Blackhawks. He also played for Chicago. And so that's where that relationship that has now turned into a coaching relationship started.
Line matchup here off Hainsey, and it goes out of play. The NBA is on Sports South, and it's opening night for the Charlotte Hornets as they tip off the season against the Milwaukee Bucks. The buzz is officially back. Hornets, Bucks, Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern Time on Sports South.
Jay McClement has been good in the face-off circle so far tonight. Now against Arcabello.
As a lefty, he can draw it to a safe zone, but he loses it.